Okay, so a little bit about Scinario. Scinario is a company that's been in business since 2017, and our entire goal is to secure every IoT, OT, and medical device in the healthcare environment. We only sell and we only offer our products to hospitals. We don't sell to any other sector, enterprise, or other. We only do healthcare. So our focus is entirely on the medical space. We know the medical space language. We know what's important to hospitals. We know how hospitals operate and how medical hospital networks look like. So just recently we discovered a few vulnerabilities in hospital robots. So there are robots that are in hundreds of hospitals that perform various tasks in the hospital, like delivering linens and medicines and what have you. And when we looked at these robots at one of our customers, we discovered that you could actually take control of these robots remotely and make all kinds of damages using these robots. And that shows our specialty in the healthcare space, because we look at what is present in every single hospital. We were voted the Gartner Cool Vendor for 2020. We're a leader in the Forrester Wave. And our class score, which class is the research institute that looks at IT healthcare, we're at 94.8. So why is cyber attacks in hospitals so important? Just in 2021, look at this data in front of you here. More than 700 hospitals worldwide were attacked by ransomware. I know here there have been some instances of hospitals coming under attack, almost in every country. More than 40 million patient records have been compromised. That means patient data going out of the hospital and coming into the hands of the black market and people that trade in patient records. We have almost $21 billion in direct costs as associated with that, and 21% of these attacks are coming from devices. It could be servers, it could be any healthcare device, MRIs, CTs, and what have you. And this is, of course, a very big concern for hospitals. And as I said before, 21% of the attacks are related to IoT and medical devices. That's second place to cloud applications, which are the most attacked in hospitals. And we know that phishing is also a big concern. It's the same level as a phishing attack, same amount of attacks globally. So everyone's taking care of phishing, everyone's doing things about phishing, but very little is done on the IoT and medical device infrastructure. And this is where Scinario really comes into play and really shines the light on this part. And why is IoT so risky? Why is it so dangerous? Why are IoT devices so susceptible to attacks? The reason for that is, first of all, a lot of these devices are very old. Some of these CT scanners, MRI scanners might be 20, 25 years old. They're connected to PCs that are running Windows XP or running Windows 7. These are operating systems that are out of support. Therefore, they cannot be patched, and they're a very big security hole. So 53% of these have at least one or more critical risk. And the people that are operating these systems usually are not people that have security in their mindset. People that are using these devices don't really know about cybersecurity. They might leave a default password for 20 years on the same device. So that's why these devices are very dangerous. 79% of these devices have been used at least once over the last 4 weeks. 38% of the medical devices that we found in hospital networks are IV pumps. These are obviously devices that on one side are connected to the network, on the other side they're connected to the patient. And we found that 73% of them have at least one or more critical risk. Imagine if someone can hack into an IV pump and change the dosage, that could be really detrimental to the patient health. So what do we do? How do we solve this problem? So our Scinario collector is installed on your network, listening on the span port of your core switch. We collect all the data that comes from all of the devices, medical and non-medical devices. It could be CCTV cameras, it could be building management systems, it could be smart elevators, it could be medical devices like MRIs, CTs, PAC servers, and what have you. We collect all of that data. We strip it down. We strip down the the personal health information, we send the information to our cloud, we analyze it, and we deliver to you a full security assessment and route to mitigation of your network as it relates to IoT devices. And we don't operate only on our own. Scinario obviously interoperates through an open API with all of these tools that you see here. So we can, from our system, we can send alerts to SIEM SOC systems. We could also get information from real-time location services. We could send security policies to a firewall or to a network access control system. So Scinario really acts very well with all of this ecosystem of security and ticket management or help desk systems. We can open help desk tickets directly from our system, etc. So I would like to move now to a demo and show you how this wonderful thing really works. Okay, so this is a Scinario dashboard. Essentially what you see here is, first of all, you see a scoring system. So we've analyzed all of the information that we've detected on the network. Again, we don't scan the network. We don't do any active scanning. This is important because some tools out there will do active scanning. Active scanning on medical devices can be really bad for you. What we do is we simply listen. We're absolutely passive on the network. We're not a single point of failure. So we listen to the traffic. We do a deep packet inspection and parsing of the protocols, HL7, DICOM, all the proprietary medical protocols, and we deliver a dashboard. This dashboard shows you, first of all, your security score. On a rate from 1 to 100, what is your score? On this demo system, you see our score is 48.2, and we're telling you that you need to be at 88.5 if you really want to be securing your network in the best possible way. Of course, you will never reach 100%. There are things that you can't touch. There are things that you can't fix. But we will show you how you get from 48.2 to 88.5. And we see that this is separated for medical devices and non-medical devices. Like I said before, we identify all of the devices on the network, all of the unmanaged devices. So we're dividing that into 46. The score is on medical, and non-medical is 50.4. As you can see here, we look at a heat map here, which relates to 3 different categories within your hospital. The first and most important one is patient safety. Obviously, your top priority is the safety of and the welfare of your patients. So we'll be looking at high severity, high impact as it relates to patient safety. And patient safety means if someone can hack into an IV pump and change the dosage of the medicine, that's a very critical risk. So we look at this, we see here 1,067 high impact, high severity risks. I could drill down into here and see what those risks are, what's the list of the devices. You can see here, these are all of the IV pumps. I could drill down further and see what this vulnerability is, what CVEs it relates to. CVEs are vulnerabilities. This is a common vulnerability measuring system that is used. We will show you what CVEs we are looking at. We'll show you the network map. What devices is this IV pump talking to on the network? We'll show you what mitigation needs, what do you need to do to fix it. And give you all of the impact of this specific risk on the three categories. Going back to the dashboard, the second criteria is patient confidentiality. We don't want patient data going out of the hospital network, right? We want to make sure that our patient data is safe. Now, that's not only for our needs, of course, it's for regulatory needs. You have to make sure that you're in compliance with protecting the patient data. You can see here we have 49 risks, high impact, high severity. Again, I can see what those risks are. I can see these are devices, these are PAX servers on our network that contain personal health information and have critical risks on them. You can see here very clear that there are critical risks on these devices. And from a service disruption point of view, what happens if someone hacks into my system and brings my hospital down? what risks are associated with that. We can see here, these are the high risks that are associated with that specific risk. So we're talking about high risk for downtime and outage. You can see here there are a variety of different devices, ultrasounds, IV pumps, chemistry analyzers. These are all susceptible, and if they are attacked and they're brought down, your service will be brought down. Going back to the dashboard, I can see here my external connection map to the world. Okay, I want to know where my hospital is communicating with. I can see here several countries that I'm talking to. North America, we have US, Canada. We have here 45 outbound connections to Russia. Obviously, in this day and age, we would want to see what that is. So I could drill down and see what those connections are, which devices are talking to Russia, and further investigate those connections. You can see here some more information on the dashboard, and it's important to say the dashboard is entirely customizable. I could add widgets to this dashboard as much as I want. You can see here operating system distribution. I could look at how many Windows systems I have, how many Linux systems I have on my network. I could see the personal health information assets and the severity of the risks that are associated with that. I want to go now and talk about the mitigation. This is important. This is the heart and soul of the system. So we know we have a score of 48.2. We want to take the actions to bring the 48.2 more closer to the 88.5 that we want to get to, right? So we have a 48.2 score. We will show you the top 5 activities that you need to do on your system in order to get to a higher score. So you can see if I take these 5 actions on the left-hand side of the screen, I will be reaching a score of 71. 71 is a lot closer to my 88. And this is mostly, you can see here, the top 4 are east-west segmentation. These are network-related policies that I can deploy relatively easily. I don't have to go to any device. I don't have to really make any changes to the actual devices. I could do this on the network level. So let's take, for instance, this activity that will bring me 10.4 more points on my score. So I can go into here. This is the policy. Applying east-west segmentation, meaning that I want to segregate my IV pump network, that if an attack does come, it does not spread across my network. So I deploy east-west segmentation. It will show me this is the east-west segmentation. These are the CVEs that will be resolved doing that. And then it will show me the policy that the system has automatically generated. I can push that policy to the firewall or to the NAC directly. But what I would want to do, because a hospital is a critical infrastructure or network, I want to make sure first that this policy is absolutely correct, right? I want to know what's happening with this policy. So since we are listening to the traffic anyway, we are now taking that policy and running it in a virtualized mode. We're running it in a sandbox, so to speak. So we're listening to the traffic, comparing the policy that our system said that this is the policy that you should deploy, and we see the unresolved violations on this policy. These are all violations that our system has detected based on the policy. Now, as a system administrator or as a security person, I would like to see those vulnerabilities, those violations, and decide, are these violations something I can live with or something that I want to exclude from the rule. So simply by right-clicking here, if this I want to add this to the policy, automatically you see it's been added to the policy. And again, we continue to listen. We continue to listen to the policy we've created, and only once you're absolutely positively sure that this policy is what you want to deploy on your network, that's when you will push this either directly through the integrations that we have with NACs and firewalls, or you would do it on your own by your own systems that you're using to manage your firewalls or to manage your network access control. And this is really a unique capability that we have in our system, is the capability to not only generate the policy that your network needs to deploy, but also listen to that policy, show you the violations, and keep improving that policy as we go along. And you can see here from the mitigations, we can see here on the right-hand screen the score improvement by device type, and also we could also see the security posture over time if it comes up here. You can see the score improvement by action type, so it will show me that by applying east-west segmentation, I will achieve 21.26 more points just by doing east-west segmentation across my network. That would mean a vast improvement, and I will show you here all of the actions that are taken. You can see here the segmentation, what it's going to look like. I'd like to talk a little bit about the risks. So the risk, this is the risk dashboard. We'll show you all of the risks you have on your network. The distribution of the risk by category. So we have voice over IP, you have all kinds of different categories. It will also show you the risk mitigation magnitude by severity, like another heat map here. And of course, a VLAN distribution. It will show you by VLAN what your risk is looking like per each of your VLANs. Very robust reporting system that you have here. One thing also I'd like to show you is the actual real-time attack detection and response module that we have. This is something that, since we are listening to in real time to the traffic, we will tell you what is going on in your network right now and what needs to be done. You can see here that there's a critical log4shell exploitation attempt on your PAX server. And we can see who the threat actor is, who the target is, and then we could just see what we need to do. So it will tell me, the system will tell me, you need to quarantine this IP address. I could directly hit the button drop communication because I have integration to the firewall. I will send a command directly from the firewall saying, drop the communication right now, and by that I actually stop the attack right now. Of course, the log4shell exploitation can be fixed. And of course, that will probably show up in your risk management dashboard that you have a log4shell exploitation. But this might be that you haven't had the chance yet to fix that. So we are giving you a real-time tool to show you what your attack surface is looking right now. This is your asset landscape here. You can see it's divided into asset families. You can see that not only medical devices are showing up here, there are also cameras, there are also access points, media streamers, and anything that, or even the Tesla cars that we identified in some of the networks that we've looked at, so we can see a full visibility on your network. So my time is running out. I'd just like to summarize and say this tool is something that every single hospital needs to have, because you don't know what is going on your IoT network, because since there are no other tools that manage this system. You have systems that manage your IT network, pretty good systems out there, but really on the IoT and IoMT side, medical devices and all of that, there's really no tools out there that do this like the Scinario tool does. Now, inventory is not enough. You need to know what does that inventory mean and what actionable things you can do in order to better secure your network. We'll give you that road to mitigation. We'll give you the low effort, high impact activities that you need to do in order to better secure your network. And as you go along, we will show you how your score improves over time and how you're better compliant with all of the security needs of your hospital. This will prevent ransomware attacks. This will prevent cyber attacks, log4shell exploitations. This is the tool that you need in order to secure your IoT and IoMT network. And of course, we're more than happy. We work with Atos very closely on these solutions. We're more than happy to do a proof of concept in hospitals. We ship a server from us, and within 5 days we can show you all of these wonderful things. It takes us about 5 days to get all this information and to share it with you and to show you the value of what we have to offer. So thank you very much for your time and your attention. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take them now. Yes. Yes. Okay, so we're absolutely passive. So what we do is we are listening to the traffic, all of the traffic. These devices do communicate a lot, and some of that communication does contain personal health information. We will find that, we will take that information, we'll strip down the PHI, take the metadata, and send that metadata for our analysis, our AI analysis on the cloud. So we are able to identify all of the devices. These devices are very talkative. They talk a lot. That's the nature of. We're able to if it's encrypted, obviously we can't see the encrypted traffic. You would find that most of it is not encrypted. Extremely accurate. I mean, we can show you in real time in hospitals. We're installed in about 50 hospitals today, and we're extremely accurate. Obviously, encrypted traffic will always be a challenge. There are ways around that. We'll take that offline. Yes, we hand over alerts and information and things we discovered through our API to SimSoar. We integrate with all of the SimSoar, with QRadar, with Qualys, with all of the major players in the SimSoar, Splunk. All of those are fully integrated with our platform. We could also open directly a ticket in ServiceNow to do a patch, or we will also manage your external vendor connectivity. So if obviously there are vendors that need to connect to your network to service your medical devices, we will make sure that the policy for the external vendors is absolutely ironclad to only do what they are able to, what they need to do, and not anything else. That's another part of the system that we're able to do. All right. Sure. Tenable will identify all of your IT assets. They will not see any of this. They will not see, Tenable will not be able to see the traffic. They will not be able to depacket inspect the HL7, the DICOM protocols. Tenable and us, we work together. We have an integration with Tenable. But we are a complementary solution to Tenable. We do not compete with Tenable. Tenable will do great work for you on the IT side of the house. We give the part of the IoT and IOMT. Indigi is OT. Indigi is OT. It's not medical IoT. That's. But they will not. They have no expertise in medical devices. Indigi do OT. They do not do medical devices very well. It's with the same integration with Tenable we have. It's like with Indigi. It's the same integration. The fact is, Tenable needs something else to cover that. They take Indigi for OT. They could take us for the medical side. All right. Great. Thank you very much.